Folks, thanks for joining us today. My name's John Dubas with Premier Marketing, and we'll be spending the next 50 to 60 minutes or so, depending upon circumstance, on a program that we have available through Premier Marketing that we feel is a difference maker for you and your agency. And that is the use of the LeadCENTER through our MedicareCENTER program that gives you the ability to do a number of different things, but that's the course of today's presentation to explain what those are and how the LeadCENTER works for you. So I thank you for coming on the line with us today. Keep in mind, today's presentation is being recorded and will be made available on our website at premiersmi.com, on our YouTube channel, and will be available through your Agent Success Manager, your marketer with Premier Marketing as well. You'll notice in the software package, there's a section for both questions and chat. We ask that you put your questions in the questions box, and we will make certain that if we don't cover them through the course of the presentation, which we normally do, that we will address them to make certain that you have the full return on the investment of your time in watching today's presentation. That presentation will be delivered to folks at different levels of experience. So bear with us if some of this may feel remedial to you. For some of you, it might be a welcome review. And for some, it might be brand new information. So we look to make certain that we can deliver that to you in a timeliest fashion as possible. So let's start with very briefly a synopsis of who Premier Marketing is. A little level set here. We're a national marketing organization founded in 1968. That's part of the Integrity Marketing Platform. We're licensed in all 50 states, operating through relationships with independent insurance agents such as yourself. And we do so through contracts that are at the highest possible commission levels, with recruiting contracts available to those who qualify. And we do so through a portfolio of products that is aimed at our target demographic and is the source of where we want to go with different lead programs as well. So you have the basic Medicare health programs, the life insurance and final expense pre-need plans, annuities, long and short-term care, disability income programs, and ancillary benefits to address specific needs. So it gives you that opportunity to meet that Medicare market and other programs that come into play because, hey, it's a huge market. If you look at it based just on age, near exponential in growth, we do see a number of people that are not accessing their full Medicare benefits when they're first eligible for one reason or another. But it's more than made up for by the folks that are under the age of 65 and are accessing benefits because of disability. We say all this because it gives us a huge market, but it also gives us an opportunity to look at folks in different circumstances where these lead programs can really address the need to get in front of folks and offer them the different programs that are available based on the choices that they've made, because they can do nothing and need your help in certain areas, maybe pick up a Part D program. Some folks will, in the Medicare world, take care of that financial shortfall by enrolling in a standardized, modernized Med Sup and a Part D program. Some folks will bundle into the Part C Medicare Advantage plans. But in each of these options, we need the ability to reach out and touch people, like the old TV commercial for the Yellow Pages. That dates me. But it gives you an opportunity to make certain that whatever avenue you're using to reach new people or satisfy the needs of your current book of business, we have the ability to do so with product, as we've talked about just a moment ago, but also the ability to get in front of them and make certain that they realize that we can be their agent of choice, and we'll deliver it in the manner in which they choose to receive it. So be it virtually or in person, well, folks are much more comfortable in receiving it in whatever fashion they feel best. And so we want to make certain that the MedicareCENTER programs give you the opportunity to access the digital requirements that are necessary in today's market. So let's talk a little bit about understanding the power of MedicareCENTER with LeadCENTER within it. And in order to do so competently, we've asked our subject matter expert, our friend over at CSG Actuarial, specifically Anna Patrick, who's Director of Strategic Partnerships, to come on and give us a little bit of insight as to how we can best utilize these resources that are available to us and make it work for ourselves, our agency, our family, whoever we have an obligation to in this world of insurance, and to do so. So at this particular point in time, Anna, I'm going to turn control over to you.
Right, perfect. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Thank you.
Yeah, so my name is Anna Patrick. As John mentioned, I work for CSG, but I am also on the Integrity Medicare Center and LeadCENTER team as well. So it's really exciting what we're doing here at Integrity. We're all partnering together to put all of the best in your hands. So I am going to be working through our MedicareCENTER platform for you, also talking a little bit about the LeadCENTER and how we can work the two together. So I have that here up on my screen. What is awesome about MedicareCENTER is it has a built-in CRM system for you, and with that CRM system, it starts tracking all your activity with your clients, so everything is stored in one centralized location. So I'm going to show you here how to get your clients imported into here, how you can filter out your clients, how you can work your clients from doing a scope to a quote, to do an enrollment. So you have a lot of great things here to service those Medicare Advantage clients, as well as having your own call recording system. You have an option to have your own personalized website. That way your clients can run quotes and do enrollments themselves if you would like them to. So a lot of great tools here that are really just housed under the MedicareCENTER system. So let's go ahead and get started here. As I mentioned, you can upload all your contacts or your clients, whether that's prospects or clients, onto your MedicareCENTER platform. It's very easy to get all of your clients loaded into here. All you have to do is click on that import button. It tells you exactly what you can import. So kind of the basic information, first name, last name, email, phone number. But what I love about this is it even allows you to import your client notes. So that is key, that you can, if you have notes already saved in another CRM, you can easily upload those notes with your client list. We do have a template here that you can download. It makes it really easy for you. You can just add to that template and then upload your clients into here. One thing I want to note on here, all of these fields, they're optional except email address and phone number. You do have to have those two items in here. And as I demo MedicareCENTER, you'll know why, because there's so many cool things that you can send your clients quotes via email. You can send them their enrollment link via email. You can send them their scope via email. And then phone number, you can call record and store things in here. So having those two, they are required when you are adding clients to the system. You can also individually just add a new client as you go, just by typing in their first name, last name, date of birth. It is important to also have a zip code added into here. That way you can quote. We do need a zip code in order to run our Medicare Advantage codes. So having that in there is key. And then again, their contact information. You can even label them if they're a prospect or a client. So once you get all of your clients loaded into here, there's some really cool features. So you can see your clients here just overall, but easily from here, you can start telling the system what stage that they're in. So when you upload your clients, they may come in as new. You can change that and kind of set their different statuses. But as you do things on MedicareCENTER, the system is automatically going to set that stage for you. So earlier today, I added a new client. I sent them a scope. They then signed that scope. I then quoted them and I did an enrollment, and the system tracked every single stage, and I can see all that activity. It gives me reassurance as an agent that I have everything in one spot and that I'm working through that process, and I'll show you where all that is stored too. You can also set reminders easily from this contact page. You can also quickly go into their client profile. You can send a scope from here, or you can add a reminder too. So as you're looking through your contacts, what I really like about this too is that with Medicare Center, there's also a mobile app. So within that mobile app, you can easily set yourself a reminders. I'm one of those people that as I am out and about, as I'm driving, as I'm at the grocery store, and I'm thinking about something, or I forgot I have to call this person, or I ran into this person at the grocery store, I need to add a quick note. That way, when I come into my office the next morning, I can sort by those upcoming reminders that I just put in my phone the day before that I remembered. So you can sort by those upcoming reminders. I love that. You can also filter out your clients based upon what stage that they're in. So especially as we get into next AEP, that when you start sending out those scopes, you can see, okay, who have I already sent a scope to? Who has signed their scope and who hasn't? Very key there to be able to still see what you need to work. You can also filter out your clients by some of your reminders. So maybe you unexpectedly were out of the office for a couple of days and you want to see who did I forget to talk to this week while I was sick or while I was dealing with a family situation. You can sort by who are your clients that you have outstanding reminders for. That way no client is ever forgotten. I have agents that just have to have touch base calls with their clients maybe every 60 to 90 days just to see how things are going. So having those reminders is nice here. But we can also tag our clients. And this is what's so unique about Medicare Center and doing all of your agents' work within Medicare Center is that you can tag your clients based upon what product that they're on. So tagging your MedSup clients, tagging your Medicare Advantage clients. That way you can easily come in here and say, okay, I need to find all of my Medicare Advantage clients that I have not yet quoted for AEP, and really managing your business that way. You can also, we'll get into our LeadCENTER here after we do this Medicare Center demo, but any health leads that you purchase automatically transfer into your Medicare Center account, so we can tag those leads. So maybe you did import leads or you have some exclusive leads that you purchased on LeadCENTER. You can tag those and manage them. We also have what we call recommendations. So this, I'll show you this a little bit more once we get into a client profile. But when you do a Medicare Advantage enrollment on Medicare Center, our system is going to tag your clients with cross-sell opportunities. So we want to help you cross-sell more efficiently. We want you to know that there are gaps in your client's coverage and that you should be talking to them about hospital indemnity, about cancer, about short-term care. That way, you can better serve them. It helps with your retention, but it also creates that client trust that you're taking care of your clients. So when we tag your clients for you, you're going to be able to open up that particular agent. I'm going to open up this Scott Day. And I'll get into these client profiles here in a second, but you can see here that we will have recommendations here for you. This is, I selected the wrong one. Let me select this one here. So recommendation cross-sell. So this agent enrolled this individual in an AARP Medicare Advantage Freedom Plus plan. But our system's recognizing that and telling that agent, you have a cross-sell opportunity for hospital indemnity. And this is why. So this is great to really help you figure out your clients who you should be cross-selling to. Again, any applications that you do on this system will recognize those cross-sell opportunities. So a good reason to do your apps in here. Well, we're also going to tag for you are your switchers. So when you do an enrollment on the system, come AEP, we're going to go through and identify for you what clients of yours are most likely to switch plans come AEP. That way, you make sure you get in front of those clients maybe first. That way, another agent doesn't come in, they don't see a commercial, and they call into a call center. You have to serve those agents. So our system's going to tell you, hey, Jane Smith is likely to switch due to X, Y, and Z. So what's also great about integrity is that we have deaf research, and deaf research has labeled and provided us with a lot of different reasons why somebody is likely to switch. And we're going to tell you why that's in here. So in this particular case, it tells me that my client is most likely to switch because of their age band. They are within an age band that we have research that tells us these people are likely to switch. This could also be maybe their prescription drug is no longer covered, or the cost of that drug went up. Maybe they have plan benefits that changed. They lost benefits, or they actually had a premium increase. So we have all these different points in which we know they're likely to switch. So we're going to tell you that up front here, and you can see that. I really like that. I really like that feature, and it really tells us, okay, I should be doing my enrollments in here because the system is going to help me cross-sell. It's going to identify for me my switchers. The other thing that you can do within MedicareCENTER is you can set up these custom tags. So you can create up to 10 tags however you see fit. So maybe you want to tag your T65. Maybe you want to tag ancillary products. So you tag your clients that are on a hospital indemnity plan. Maybe you work with about 5 to 6 different carriers that most of your clients are on, and you want to use those carriers as product tags. That way you can quickly pull up your Aetna clients, quickly pull up your Humana clients, making it really easy for you to manage your clients. So you can create any 10 custom tags that you see fit. I see a lot of agents tagging certain health conditions like they're diabetic. I have people that are tagging their dual eligibles. I have agents that are using it for certain drugs because there are just drugs that seem to change year to year. So depending on what makes sense for you, utilize that. So let's get into a client profile. I just want to kind of show you some examples here on what a client profile looks like, what you can do for a client within their profile as well. See if it finds me in here. Oh, because I have a filter applied. That is why. I'm like, why can I not find myself? Okay, so I have my name pulled up as a client in here. So when you add your client, it's going to tell you if it's a client or a prospect based upon how you uploaded it and how you created it. It's also going to tell you that date that you created them in the system as well. So here's where you have your stages. So if you need to quickly adjust somebody's stage, you can do that. But you can also see within your activity here, so I have some activity, it will automatically change my stage based upon my activity. So when you send a scope, it will change your activity for you to SOA sent. When they signed it, when you sign it, it will change that to signed. When you send them a quote or do an enrollment, your stage is automatically going to update for you. Up here is where you would tag your clients. So you can, as I mentioned, you can tag them by product, by their lead campaign, as well as those other custom tags that I mentioned that you can create. You can't change the cross-sell tag, and you can't change the switcher and SMP tags. Those are just automatically added into the system. So the only tags that you can manage are the products, the campaigns, and then the other tags. You also have kind of their primary contact information right up front here as well. So what's also great about this is that it does have the call recording tied into it. So if you are on your client's profile and you want to call them, all you have to do is click on their phone number and it will start that call recording process for you. So what happens is you click on their phone number, your cell phone or your work phone will ring to initiate that call. Once you pick up, it will then call your client. So then that conversation is automatically stored within that client profile. So there's a mobile app too. So if you are on the go and you need to call a client, just pull up the mobile app, find your client's name, click on their phone number, and then that call is going to automatically be recorded for you. I love that. In here, you can also set reminders. So as I mentioned, being able to create reminders, it'll show up all of your activity, your most recent activity. You can filter based upon activity type too. So if you wanted to see the last time you talked to them, had an inbound or outbound call, you can filter out that way. You can also create custom activity. So any activity that isn't done within here. So maybe you are using CSG to quote your hospital indemnity plans, and you just want to add a custom activity that you quoted them hospital indemnity for GTL or for Medico, and this was the premium that you quoted them at. You can add that as a custom activity within here. You can also import any client notes in the client notes section. In the detail section of a profile, this is where all their contact information is stored. You can also enter in their providers, their prescriptions, and then their preferred pharmacy. It's really easy to add any of these, especially the providers. All you have to do is click on add. It populates their zip code. You can just start by typing in that client's name or that provider's name, and it will search the system based upon that name. So once you have the providers, the prescription, and the pharmacy loaded into the system, you can also do a scope of appointment. So you can send a scope either by email or by text or by a different email or phone number here. It's really easy to do that. So you have that option. And then any of the scopes that are completed will also show within your completed scopes. So you can see when was the last time you completed that, and then you can view that completed scope here. Now, we don't have time to walk through an entire scope or an entire application, but I'll point you to some resources here where you can see a full demo on how to do a scope. Again, there's a lot to cover in 1 hour here, but that is an option to do here on your scope of appointments. Preferences is just their contact information, how they want to be contacted by you. So you've done everything. You've got your clients uploaded into the system. You've added their doctors, their provider. You have done the scope of appointment. Now you're ready to start quoting them. So all you have to do is click on that view available plans, and it will show you your plans. Man, I am having a little bit of technical difficulty here on my account. So let me try to get that going one more time here. What happened? Oh, let's try this. I'm going to quickly just sign out here and sign back in. Okay. View available plans. I wonder if they're testing something on my account. I'm sorry, I am on a demo account right now. And let's just see if I can get into another profile. Okay, view available plans. All right. So within that profile, when you go to run a quote, it will have that individual's information here at the top. If you were to enter in providers, prescription drugs, and pharmacies, they would show here at the top. You don't have to enter them in to run a quote, but it is recommended. Because I'm in a because my other profile is not working here for me, I'll kind of show you where it would have had whether or not the providers of prescription drugs were entered in here down below. But you can search based upon plan type. So if you wanted to run a Medicare Advantage, a Medicare Part D, or just a standalone Medicare plan, Medicare Advantage plan. You can change your plan type here. You can adjust the effective date. If you were to enter in those prescription drugs, it would tell you that the drugs were estimated based upon that pharmacy. And then with this system, it is recognizing the carriers that you are contracted with through Premier or through an Integrity upline. So then those are the carriers that you are seeing here. So you can filter out by your carriers. You can also filter out by policy type, whether you want to look for a PPO plan or an HMO plan. You can also filter out by special needs plans, plans that include the Part B rebates. When I have my appointed plan selected, those are the plans that I am contracted with through Premier or through an Integrity upline. If I would uncheck mark that, then I can see all the available plans. You can only do enrollments on here for the plans that you are contracted with through Integrity. So as I look at a particular quote here, it also brings in that supplemental coverage recommendation. Remember what I was telling you, that any application or any quotes and enrollments that you do on the system, our system will recognize that enrollment and provide you that cross-sell opportunity. So you can see here, there's a cancer opportunity, short-term recovery care, hospital indemnity, short-term and cancer as recommendations. So we're highlighting that for you too here, just so you are aware once you're starting that quote and conversation with them. You can go into the plan details just by clicking on plan details. This allows you to get a good overview of that particular plan. So you can go through all the costs. If you were to enter in your providers, your drugs, your pharmacy, you would be able to see the cost of that. We can review any of the plan benefits that are shown here below. And we also have all of the plan documents. So if you want to capture the summary of benefits, this is where you can view those at. We also have the star ratings, and then the application. So you can see this one, we have them in a couple of different languages there, Spanish and English. So if you scroll up to the top here, you want to share this plan with your client. All you have to do is click on Share Plan. It's going to ask you what you want to share with them. So maybe I want to share with them the summary of the benefits in English, and I also want to share with them the plan ratings. I can hit continue and it can say, do you want to share it via email? Do you want to share it via text? So you have some different options there. In this case, maybe I want to send it via email, and I can just click on share. From here, you can also just go straight into the application by clicking on enroll. The other option is if you wanted to do a comparison. Maybe you want to send them a comparison, or you as the agent just needs to go through a side-by-side comparison. You can do that here just by clicking on the compare box. And as you click on the compare box, you can then click on compare. Once you're done, you can compare up to 3 plans side by side. And that way you can easily go through with them the costs. Are there providers in network? Are there prescription drugs in network? And then going through all of the benefits. So once you're done with that, you can also share this comparison with the client. You can share it via email, or you can share it via text message. When you do share plan details in a comparison, it is going to provide them 2 emails. One is the link to access it. The other is the code to access it. So they will receive 2 emails or 2 text messages. One is the code, one is the link. When they click on the link, they will then have to enter in that code. But I like these compare plans because when you do send them the comparison, it also provides them the link to enroll themselves as well. So that makes it nice too. So let's say you want to go into an enrollment for this individual. Again, you can just click on enroll. When you click on enroll, it's going to ask you there's 2 options. One is send the enrollment link to the client. This would be if you are not face-to-face with them and you want to send them the link to sign it. When you use that option, it is still going to make you, the agent, fill out the application and then send it to your client to review and sign. If you do agent to complete the enrollment forms themselves, that's where you are face-to-face with them and you are completing that application. So those are your two options. You either send it to them for them to sign, or if you are with them and they are going to be there to sign it, you can use the agent to complete the forms themselves. The signature is just using the mouse to sign their name. So we do make it really easy to do that. Now, I don't have time to go through a full application start to finish in today's training, but all you'll have to do is go through each of these particular categories. So going through the contact information, the plan benefits, the other information, and then you can review and submit it. Very standard application for Medicare Advantage, so it's easy for you to go through and complete. Once you have submitted it, after you submit it, it will then prompt you if there is a health risk assessment available for that carrier. It will provide you a link to complete it if that carrier has an external link for their health risk assessment. So that's where those are located. It'd be after you complete the application. And then once you do complete the application on this system, again, your client in your client profile, it's going to store that. So let me get into another example here that I have with a test account. So in this test account, you can see my clients enrolled, but you can also see that I submitted the application. So that application is submitted right here. You can click on this and it tells you what you enrolled them in. And then you'll be able to view that submitted application just by clicking on view. So as I mentioned, anything that you do within here, it is going to automate that activity for you, which makes it really easy to kind of keep up to date with all your activity that you are doing. So that's how you would be able to quote and for you to do the enrollments. Now, what is also so great about MedicareCENTER is that, let's say you want to send over a link to your client for them to do their own quotes and maybe to do their own enrollments. In your MedicareCENTER account, so I'm going to go up to the very top where my name is at, underneath account, this is where I have my personal agent website link. So if I copy this link, and I paste it into a new tab. This link is my own custom link that I can send to my clients to run quotes and to do enrollments. It will automatically have your name and your licensed agent and PN number and your contact information here. This phone number that is listed on this account is also your MedicareCENTER call recording phone number. So any phone numbers that call into your MedicareCENTER account will automatically be recorded for you, which is why we're listing it here on your website. It's very important to make sure that any of those calls are recorded. So I have agents utilizing this personal URL and their agent phone number a couple of different ways. They're either putting this link as a link on their already existing website. Maybe they have their Medicare Enroll link on their signature in their email. I have some agents utilizing it as a QR code on like their business card. Putting their phone number, their call recording phone number on their business card too. That way any calls that come into that number are automatically transferred to your phone number anyways. We're just making sure it's being recorded. So when a client comes here, they'll enter in their zip code. They can click on view plans. They can get started by typing in their providers, their drugs, their pharmacy, or they can just hit view plans. That way they can do any of the quotes themselves. all the companies that they're seeing here on their personal website are the same companies that you see when you have your appointed plan selected within the Medicare Center. So it's going to mirror the same exact plan. So they're only going to see plans that you're contracted with. They can view their plan details, they can do their own comparisons, and they can enroll in a plan here as well. So some of your clients may be very self-sufficient. They know what they want. They're able to shop around for coverage. They don't need too much hand-holding. Or you can always send them the link and tell them which plan. So a lot of great options here to really keep your clients engaged. If you need to email them a quote, if you need to text them a quote, if you need to text them a link to do their own quotes, we have it all available for you within MedicareCENTER. All right, let's kind of switch gears here to LeadCENTER. In your MedicareCENTER account, underneath your name, click on LeadCENTER. So it's right there in the drop-down menu for you. If you have a MedicareCENTER account, you automatically have a LeadCENTER account. The two systems talk to each other, which is great to be able to see. So what LeadCENTER allows you to do is you can purchase leads, kind of in the name, LeadCENTER. So what you can do on LeadCENTER is it pulls up a nice United States map. It tells you where we have the most leads. We offer two types of leads within LeadCENTER. We offer life leads and we also offer health leads. Depending on what type of lead it is, whether that's life or health, we're going to offer you different types of leads. It will kind of vary based upon location too. So in some states we have Spanish-speaking leads, other states we don't. So some of this will vary based upon once you select a state in an area. This is kind of telling you overall how much we have though. So it'll tell you what type of lead, whether or not it's an instant lead, it's going to be directed right into your account. If it's a life lead, a health lead, that can take a couple of hours to be deposited into the account. But we're going to tell you if it's an exclusive, how long it has been. We have direct mail leads. We have social media leads. And then on the health side, we just currently have internet leads. You can see here too if it's an exclusive lead, how old of a lead it is, or if it's a shared lead. You can always click on these three dots here to learn more about that particular lead. All of these leads are TCPA compliant, and they are generated from a variety of different Medicare-related websites. So everything on here is compliant. They have agreed to submit their contact information. They have agreed to be contacted by an insurance agent. So when you're ready to start purchasing leads, we make it very easy. All you have to do is go into that area that you want to buy those leads at. So let's just use Texas as an example here. If I select on Texas, it's going to tell me where those leads are located at in Texas. I do have to tell the system whether or not I want a life lead or a health lead. So I'm going to unselect life. So now I'm just looking at health so I can see how many leads are available in Texas. So I'm going to minimize the life side. And then here I can say where I want those leads to come from. So maybe I want leads in this particular area. I can select that area and see how many leads are available. Now, if there's no leads available in your area, or you want to be notified when new leads come in, all you have to do is hit that notifications alert and set an alert. That way, anytime a lead comes in your area, you're automatically notified so you can purchase that lead. So all you have to do is tell the system what leads you want in here. So maybe you want these two available exclusive MedSup leads. After I enter in 2, I'll just come up to the top and hit add to cart. So now those leads have been added to my client shopping cart. So when I'm done finding all the leads that I want, I can click on that little shopping icon. I can see what I am purchasing, and then I can go ahead and I can proceed to my payment and purchase those. Now, LeadCENTER, their team is so awesome that they always put out a lot of coupon codes. So different times of year, they'll put out different promotion codes. So over like President's Day this week, they had a President's Day 30% off a lead. So any lead codes you can go ahead and purchase here. You can just proceed to the payment. When you go and you purchase your leads, you will be able to read all of the disclaimers. There are 3 reasons why we would give you a refund if that lead is eligible for a refund. It will tell you in the system which leads are eligible for a refund and which ones are final sale. So we will refund that lead if the lead has a disconnected phone number, the lead does not match the same age criteria. So if they, on the lead form, they put they were 65, but when you called them, they said, no, I'm 55, I must have had a typo, then that would qualify. And then if you receive the same lead twice within 30 days. So that's the criteria for a refund. Once you do purchase your leads, all of your leads will go into your managed leads. So you can see all of your leads here. At the very top, you'll want to toggle to make sure you're on a health lead or a life lead, since you can purchase both of them. On the health side, any leads that you have, I'm going to filter it out to bring in my leads here. Any leads that you purchase, you'll be able to view them here, but you'll work them in MedicareCENTER. So I see this particular lead. If I click on View Lead and able to edit that lead, I'll have to click on MedicareCENTER and pull up their client profile in MedicareCENTER. That way you can start tracking all their criteria. Any health lead that you purchase, you will work your health leads within the profile. So if I click on a particular lead and I'm going to view and edit that lead, I can edit any of their details. If they have any health risks, life needs, annuity needs, Medicare needs, I can edit and enter those. It is very important on the side that you do set it as a status. So on the life side, as soon as you contact them, make sure that you have labeled, you've called them, you sent them a voicemail, text, you closed it, they declined. Life leads can be resold after 30 days if you do not change the status, okay? So make sure you come in here and do set a status once you've contacted them. So these would be where all of your leads come into. You can also set up what we call real-time campaigns. So these real-time campaigns allow you to receive health leads in real time. So you can give the campaign a name. Maybe you want to type it in February Health. Selecting if you want a data lead or a call lead. Any of your data leads are going to be leads that consumers are online filling out a form saying they want to be contacted by an insurance agent right now. A call lead would be one that is a transfer from a call center. So it is a live transfer from the call center. So once you tell the system what you want, the product type, we only have health for these. And then what type of lead do you want? Do you just want a Medicare lead? Do you want a MedSup lead? Do you want a Medicare Advantage lead? Once you select that, you can assign that campaign to yourself and then hit next. Then you can tell the system where you want these leads coming from. Do you want them coming from a certain state? You can select all counties in Nebraska, for example, and add that. Maybe you want to add Kansas to that, but you only work certain areas of Kansas, so then you can quickly just select the area. Maybe you just kind of work that Kansas City area and then add those. So once you have added your states, and then you can see the counties associated with those, you can then hit next. And then you can tell the system, I want to receive 10 leads a day. 10 leads a week as your max. And then you want to also set a daily cap. Well, maybe I want my daily cap to be 4. I only want to receive a maximum of 4. it does take a couple of days for us to recognize that you have set up a campaign and to get with our call centers and our lead vendors to start giving you leads. So give the system at least 48 hours to start receiving leads. So it's not going to be the second you set this up, you're going to start receiving them. Give the system at least 24 to 48 hours to start recognizing that you want leads there. So then once this is on, or you're summarized here, it's going to tell you what your cost would be. So how this works with these campaigns is that we'll take that number of leads you want. So that was 10 leads a week. Those Medicare Advantage life transfers are $60 a transfer. We're going to place a hold on your card for this amount, this $617. So a hold's going to be on your account for that. Let me just zoom in a little bit more. And then for that week, once that week is up, any leads that you received, we're then going to bill you for those leads, and then we will adjust your hold. So if you only received one lead, we're going to bill you for that $60, and then a new hold on your account will be for the remaining amount. So once your campaign is set up, you will want to make sure that it is activated. So when it's activated, you'll see your status as active. So first, make sure your campaign is active. If you ever want to cancel a campaign and want that hold back, just go ahead and deactivate the campaign. We will take that hold off your card. Now, once your campaign is active, to start receiving leads, you will need to make sure that you are toggled in as online. So at the very top, I'm going to click check in, and now I can check in to start receiving my lead. So I want my lead type is going to be call. So I'm checking in to receive call leads, and now I'm checked in. So even when you set up a campaign, you have to make sure that you are online checked in to start receiving those calls. So you don't need to activate and reactivate and reactivate and deactivate. All you have to do is check in and check out. So if you work 8 to 5, that's your time that you typically work. When you're in the office, make sure you check in. When you leave the office, just go ahead and check out. Maybe when you are at the office and then you're going to go work from home for the rest of the day and you still want to receive leads, you want to just change the phone number that those leads are sent to, just go ahead and change this number here to your cell phone and then check in. Any calls that come into you are automatically going to be recorded. They're automatically going to store into your MedicareCENTER account. And then you will want to make sure that anytime you see this phone number come in, that means it's coming in as a lead. So you may want to store that phone number on here as well. All right, well, that is LeadCENTER. Very easy for you to order leads, for you to get real-time campaigns. You can work those health leads within MedicareCENTER and then track all that activity in there. So, John, I'm going to kind of circle back to you to see if we have any questions that have come in or anything else we need to cover here.
Yes, we do have a question I think that would be useful for most, and it's a question of asking of when you get the lead and not going into calling the lead blind, do we have access to the actual lead content that was used to acquire the lead? So is there some sort of information available as to what raised the person's interest in getting more information, or how is that handled?
So you'll know in your managed leads, you'll know what type of lead it was, whether it was like an internet lead or a life lead. Unfortunately, we're not sharing with the agent what website that was generated on, but they will just know that it was an internet lead and like the time frame of that lead. Okay, so the verbiage that's used, I don't think that this agent is looking for the specific website or what the source was, more of what language was used so they could echo that in their outreach. So yes, yeah.
Let's see, we have another one that popped up here too. If no one picks up a live lead, what happens to it?
It will just be transferred over to another agent.
Okay.
Yep.
And how do you get to the agent's personalized website? I think you touched on that briefly with the Pearl, but could we review that again?
Yep.
And I know you're doing pieces for us on that. So.
Yep. So when you're on your agent website, I'm sorry, when you're on your Medicare Center account, in your name in the upper right-hand corner, when you click on account, this is your account page. And then right underneath your Medicare Center phone number is going to be that link for your personal agent website. So all you have to do is copy that.
Awesome. And folks can use that in all kinds of correspondence then, using that Pearl and perhaps email communication or whatever else they look to do, correct?
Correct. Yep.
You know, I think that our friends at Deft Research, Deft has told us, Deft Research, took me a while to say that, has been telling us that a lot of folks going into Medicare now are doing a bunch of research ahead of time before they actually speak to an agent. So I think that is a really key asset that can be very helpful. So
yes, absolutely.
Awesome. So I think at this particular point in time, I'm just going to pull the control back for just a moment, Anna, and close up. And thank you again for your presentation. And we will make certain that folks have the information available to them on the recording. As I mentioned at the onset of today's presentation, be on our website, it'll be on our YouTube channel, it'll be on available through your agent marketer as well. So watch for that if you would, please. Some of the things that we really want to stress to everyone viewing today's presentation is why someone wants to do this through Premier. The program's available through different platform partners with integrity. I think we have our own slant on different things as well, but we want to make certain that we can make things as easy for the agents we work with as well, including an electronic contracting process to make certain that all these different lead sources, well, you have the product to fulfill that lead. We also want to make certain we help protect you with errors and admissions coverage for qualified agents. That just means you have a contract with us, but it's an independent program you own that will cover you regardless of whom you contract through. We also work to take care of you when it comes to keeping your license in place. So we have discounted continuing education bundles through our association with WebCE. As an agent, you are responsible for your own benefit package as well. So you have the opportunity to pick up a modified guarantee issued disability income program on which you're paid a commission on for yourself as well. I keep mentioning that these calls are recorded, these presentations are recorded, but when we look at MedicareCENTER and the LeadCENTER's opportunities that we have, it gives us an idea as to how we can put this as part of an overall marketing program. And our video library has different presentations that have been recorded in the past that can aid in that as well. So we want to make certain that if you work with providers or if you work in a retail situation like Walmart or one of the carrier-based programs or even approaching providers, how can we best do that? So we have programs that are in play that can help you there. And then, of course, if you pull a life insurance lead, what life insurance program do I use? Well, we have different programs that are recorded there as well, in addition to our Medicare Supplement and Medicare Advantage presentations that we do. Cannot overemphasize the value of MedicareCENTER. It goes through the different components that Anna was so gracious in illuminating for us today. But one of the things we really need to do is echo the sentiment put by a quasi personality on TV that says it's free if you contract with us. Access to the programs that are available in here and all these different resources are available to you without cost. These programs do sometimes enable you with different carriers to appreciate that you can, well, I can earn a little bit more with different incentives with certain carriers. They can qualify for me for trips. They can help me qualify for Premier incentive programs, and that includes the return of our producers convention. It also helps with some of the different lead programs that we have in play outside of LeadCENTER, but can be incorporated into your MedicareCENTER program to make certain that that CRM and everything else that comes with it, well, you're not only getting hands raised, you're closing those leads. We do this because we want your business. We want to be referable to you and your agent friends. And we want to make certain that we can help you And this gives you the opportunity to do some things really quickly. Anna's demonstrated how simple it is to pull in involvement in LeadCENTER, but also how you can utilize MedicareCENTER to make certain that we aid your efforts as quickly as possible. And I think that's a point we can't overemphasize. So all that said and done, for folks that have worked with Premier, are working with Premier, I thank you for that business. For those of you that are checking us out, I thank you for that opportunity. But I want to thank everybody for the investment of their time with us here today, your most valuable resource. And until we're able to visit with you again, I wish you good selling. Thanks so much. We look forward to speaking with you again. And once again, thank you very much, Anna. We'll talk to you all soon.
Yep. Bye-bye.